Did you know that Christmas was not always celebrated on the 25th of December? That's right. The exact birth date of Jesus Christ remains a mystery even today. The Bible doesn't specify a date, leaving us in the realm of speculation. It wasn't until the 4th century that Pope Julius II officially declared the 25th of December as the day to celebrate Christ's birth. But why this date, you may wonder? Well, it's believed that the Church chose this date to coincide with existing pagan festivals. The Romans, for instance, celebrated Saturnalia, a festival of lights leading to the winter solstice. By aligning the celebration of Christ's birth with these popular events, the Church likely aimed to ease the transition from pagan traditions to Christian ones. So, the 25th of December is a date rooted in tradition, not historical fact. Our journey begins in the ancient times, long before the birth of Christ. In the depths of winter, when the nights were longest and the days shortest, our ancestors found reason to celebrate. They marked the winter solstice, the time when the sun begins its slow return, bringing with it the promise of spring. It was a time of joy, of feasting, and of giving thanks. In Rome, the people celebrated Saturnalia, a festival dedicated to Saturn, the god of agriculture and time. It was a time of merriment and revelry where social norms were turned upside down. Slaves became masters, masters became slaves, and gifts were exchanged. The streets rang with song and laughter, homes were decorated with greenery, and candles were lit to ward off the darkness. Meanwhile, in the frosty realms of northern Europe, the Germanic peoples were observing Yule, a midwinter festival that celebrated the return of the sun. They would gather around the Yule log, a massive piece of wood that was set alight and kept burning for 12 days. The people would feast, drink, and make merry, all the while honouring the gods and praying for a prosperous year to come. It was these pagan festivities, full of joy and warmth amidst the cold winter, that influenced the early Christian traditions. When Christianity began to spread, the Church sought to replace these pagan festivals with their own. And so they chose the 25th of December, around the time of the winter solstice, to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. The customs of Saturnalia and Yule were incorporated into this new celebration, giving birth to many of the traditions we associate with Christmas today. From the Roman practice of gift-giving and decorating homes with greenery, to the Germanic tradition of feasting and merriment, these ancient festivals have left their mark on our modern Christmas celebrations. Even the Yule log has found its place in our holiday traditions, whether as a piece of wood burning in the hearth or as a delicious chocolate cake. So the roots of Christmas are intertwined with ancient pagan celebrations. As we unwrap our presents, sing carols and feast on festive treats, we are participating in traditions that stretch back thousands of years, connecting us to our ancestors in a chain of celebration that spans the ages. Now let's travel to the time of Jesus Christ's birth. In the heart of the ancient Roman Empire, in a small town called Bethlehem, a story unfolded that would echo through the ages. A young woman, Mary, and her betrothed, Joseph, made a taxing journey from their home in Nazareth, driven by a Roman decree that required all to return to their ancestral homes for a census. Despite the hardships, Mary, being heavily pregnant, journeyed alongside Joseph. Bethlehem, being the city of David, was their destination, for Joseph was of David's lineage. Upon their arrival, they found the small town bursting at the seams with travellers. With no rooms left at the inn, they were offered shelter in a humble stable, where Mary gave birth to a baby boy. Wrapped in swaddling clothes, she laid him in a manger, a feeding trough for animals. This was the humble beginning of Jesus, who would be known as the Christ, the Messiah. Meanwhile, on a nearby hillside, shepherds watched over their flocks under the starry sky. Suddenly an angel appeared, its glory illuminating the night. Fear gripped the shepherds, but the angel reassured them, bringing news of great joy. A saviour had been born in Bethlehem, and they would find him wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. Overcome by curiosity and awe, the shepherds hurried to Bethlehem and found the scene just as the angel had described. In the east, wise men, the Magi, saw a star of extraordinary brightness. Believing it to be a sign of a great king's birth, they journeyed to Jerusalem. Guided by the star, they found their way to Bethlehem, where they presented the infant Jesus with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. These gifts